What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Yamcast. Today is episode 26. I think that's almost the halfway point of a year for the Yamcast, which is pretty crazy. We've got some fun news today from Ducati, Honda, and KTM, so stick around for that. Then we'll be doing the call-in section of our podcast where our Discord members call us in, we answer and field their questions. And then we've got a fun contest this week based on the Adventure Grom and the Scrambler Grom. Stick around, it's going to be a good one.
And I think we just dive right in with our linchpin breaking news line. The Ducati Multistrada V4 is going to have radar-guided cruise control.
No! Why?
They are putting all of this self-riding technology into this bike. It's also going to be able to brake for you. Is the subtext for this.
That's insane. So, like, right now, my truck does not have, the only kind of cruise control it has is just, like, it will go a certain speed. That's it. It's insane to think that a bike will have, like, adaptive cruise control, right? Where it can do braking and lane keep assist and all that stuff. On a motorcycle, can you imagine your bike leaning for you?
That would be really weird.
Oh, that'd be terrifying.
That would be really weird.
I would not like that. Also, what's the point of that? Is you just take your hands off the bars, you just sit there and just wait till you arrive at your destination on your Ducati?
I guess. I mean, that
sounds so boring.
That really is boring, but isn't that the Multistrada life?
I guess so. If you're doing huge straight highway miles, I guess if you're trying to get to your next big destination, right? So what do they say here?
So they're saying that is going to be the first motorcycle to feature front and rear radar with this new adaptive cruise control system automatically accelerating and braking to maintain distance to the vehicle in front. And I guess if somebody's creeping up on you from behind, they'll let you know. Which that's pretty... The rear one, I understand.
Kind of a cool feature, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially considering it probably has like a cool TFT display and all that, so it can tell you someone's approaching. But that's what mirrors are for too, though, I guess, right?
Yeah, but you can't be watching your mirrors all the time, right?
That's true.
So as a city rider primarily, I can appreciate the idea of having a warning if somebody's getting too close for me behind.
Yeah.
Chances are I won't be able to do anything about it, but...
Just twist.
Yeah.
Twist and hope.
On this thing, it'll just... it twist and you'll immediately go into outer space.
Yeah.
But this is really interesting. So it's going to have what I can assume is going to be a blind spot detector.
Which kind of neat, right?
Yep. So, they say it right here. The rear radar unit is for a blind spot detection. It will also warn of vehicles approaching from the rear at speed.
Wow, that's crazy. I guess it just tells you right before you get nuked from behind, right?
Yep.
Because what are you going to do, right, at that point?
There's not a whole lot you can do. And the fact that this thing is going to have all of these sensors just is one more layer on a motorcycle that you're already not supposed to touch.
Yeah, I mean, that bike fully is like no touch.
Yeah, no,
this
you just ride it.
Just ride it, yeah. And that's a bummer because cars are kind of like that nowadays where it's like, you can't really do anything to them. They're supposed to just be these appliances, which I'm fine for. That's cool. But like bikes are supposed to be, in my opinion, like the tinkering, the blast bastion of passion type of thing. But as a Multistrada, maybe that's your refrigerator on wheels, and then you've got the passionate bikes next to it. I don't know.
Yeah, but then what's the point of spending all of the money?
Because that's going to add some serious cost to that bike.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be the first one, which means A, it's not going to work great, and B, they're going to charge you through the nose for it.
Yeah, I bet you a Multistrada with the whatever package that'll be from Ducati is like a $35,000 motorcycle. No problem.
Oh, easily.
No problem.
Easily, because, I mean, that's what I can assume is the sensor right there.
Yeah.
And, that little unit, you accidentally scratch that a little bit.
Yeah.
Could you imagine when you go into Vito being like, hey, man, my rear blind spot monitor sensor's busted.
Yeah. They'll tell me like they did when I took the Ducati in for the Desmo service. He's like, hey, man, prepare your anus. I'm just letting you know, bro. It's going to be bad.
But so here's a question that I've been thinking about more and more.
Yeah.
Are motorcycles too technologically advanced?
To me, at this point, yeah. Like, I don't need all that stuff, you know?
No.
I think there's a nice balance of tech that I want on a bike and tech that I don't want on a bike, right? Like, I don't want... I mean, even on the R1, whenever it was telling me how much brake pressure I was giving to the bike and my lean at certain things, like, that's cool post-hoc after you come off track, which is like a super specialized kind of riding. I don't need to know my brake pressure when I'm carving my favorite canyon road.
No.
It's completely unnecessary.
Yeah,
You know?
and it's not valuable information.
It's not.
Because it's not relevant to riding on the street.
Yeah, and I think the blind spot on a bike is different than in cars because bikes are so small. Like, you don't really have a blind spot in a bike. You can kind of
turn your head.
You can kind of just turn your head a little bit, and you're right there. Like, you're not going to miss anybody, you know. And you have, like, I don't know if you have this when you're riding, but like there's sort of like a sixth sense you have of like things around you, you know, where you sense there's things to the side of you and behind you. That happens as you ride a motorcycle. So kind of silly in my opinion.
Plus, also, I have something on my SMCR that renders this completely worthless. I have convex mirrors.
Yeah.
That
wide mirrors.
Now I can see wherever I can see completely behind me in 180 degrees.
You can even see the future on those things.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So why spend all of this money on this system? I don't understand.
But big ups to Ducati for pushing the envelope, trying to make new technology, trying to do cool new things. Even if it doesn't pan out, it doesn't trickle down to a bunch of different bikes. Whatever, you know, it's something new, it's something cool.
I could see this happening on a Goldwing.
Yes,
really quickly.
A Goldwing you might need a blind spot assist.
Yeah, and the lane hold, that would be something that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
It would be really hard to do, but also the adaptive cruise control on a Goldwing, sure, why not? Because those are bikes where you're meant to really be hauling in a straight line for a long time.
Hours and hours, yeah.
And it might help a weary rider avoid slamming into the back of somebody.
Yeah.
But on this, doesn't seem, especially on a motorcycle that ostensibly can go off-road.
You gotta love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, knowing on this article, I just saw down further below, it said that it is pretty much confirmed that the teasers is going to say that it's going to be 170 horsepower on the Ducati Multistrada V4.
Yep.
Which, yeah, that makes sense. Of course. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
107. Come on,
But
dude.
that's not as much as the Super Adventure. Super Adventure is 175.
Whatever, man. It's just it's so ridiculous.
But that's kind of like our flagship news for the day. And our next piece is we're going straight over to KTM. They're doing another year, another Duke.
Yep.
And they're making the 890 Adventure. And the totally didn't see that one coming.
I know, right? So is this going to be like a super sort of Dakar ready-to-race version of the 790 Adventure?
It looks like it's basically they're doing the
Oh, they have blue on the bike now.
Yeah,
Wow.
Have you seen the new Super Duke that's got the blue tank?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's got this really deep navy blue, which is not great in my opinion.
KTM should be orange and black.
Orange and black. But so to my understanding, what the main difference between the 790 and the 790 Adventure is down to the fuel pods, ground clearance. It's got the skid plate, and then instead of using the WP Apex, it's using WP Adventure or whatever.
It's a different fork, yeah.
Everything else, it's basically kind of a dirt reskin. This feels like they're going to give it the same treatment as the 790 Adventure.
Yeah.
But
just with a bigger engine.
Just with a bigger engine.
But I wonder because the 890 is the more razor sharp kind of track focused naked. Mm-hmm. So is that stuff trickling over too, or are they just literally taking the 790 and putting the Adventure forks on there and doing all that? Because at that point, that's just so silly, right? Where you have like a 790 Adventure and an 890 Adventure. Well, what is the differential between those two other than just a bigger engine?
It looks like, from what I'm seeing here, the ABS is going to be optional on, you can probably just get it without ABS, which makes sense on an off-road machine. But it feels to me, and this is kind of the world we live in now, where instead of making a better motorcycle, we make a bigger motorcycle. You know, the 790 versus 890, yes, there were some improvements. Like you got adjustability in the forks on the 890 over the 790. But it's still, the main selling point there is it makes more power.
Yeah. And
that's kind of, that doesn't seem to me like it moves bikes as well as an actual, you know, whole hog shift from bike to bike.
It's why the V2 is so interesting to me, the Panigale, because they took a bike and basically all they changed on it was the electronics, some suspension tuning, the chassis tuning. They really focus on the fundamentals of the bike as opposed to just being like, it's got 20 more horsepower.
Yeah.
You know?
That's how you make real improvement now, because the engines are really good nowadays.
Yeah.
They're so good.
They're almost as good as they're going to get, except for fuel efficiencies and that kind of stuff. But like, we know how to make power. Making power isn't really an issue anymore.
Absolutely.
I mean, and you'll notice in quarter mile times, you know, from a bike with 150 horsepower and a bike with 200 horsepower, the quarter mile times are not really that different. It doesn't matter after a certain point if you make 50 more horsepower. You know, lap times aren't really that different with 50 more horsepower in the hands of normal riders, right? So the name of the game, in my opinion, is refinement, precision, increased fuel efficiency, you know, making the riding experience more fun and enjoyable and rewarding, right? So I don't get the 890 Adventure personally. I don't know why they made it. Unless it's some crazy Dakar super ready to race version, which it kind of looks like it is, but how big is that market, right? For a Dakar style bike, a true honest to God Dakar race machine. I know
Small.
Everyone likes to pretend that they're a Dakar racer, myself included on my desert sled, but it's not realistic, you know? So I don't know.
But I think one of the things that's interesting is you see a motorcycle like the Tenere 700, which doesn't have all this crazy tech on there.
Nope.
And it's all about a really good riding experience.
It's just a good bike. That's it.
And it seems like a lot of these guys are getting away from the ability to actually just sit down and make a good bike, which is kind of a shame. You know, they're relying on all these fancy whiz-bang features and a slightly bigger engine.
Yeah.
When you might as well just really sit down and refine a platform that's already really good.
Yeah.
Like the 790 was basically made superfluous after 1 year on the showroom floor.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous. It literally just came out and they were like, 890. Here you go. And everybody was like, oh my God, the 790, it's so good. It's so great. You know,
such a cool bike, awesome price point, really fun to ride. They're like, here's an 890.
Yep. And then as if to like laugh at all of the people who ran out and bought a 790.
Yeah.
This kind of feels like what they're doing again.
But KTM's name of the game these days is slicing and dicing their market, right? Like they are, I don't know how many more slices they can make into their lineup right now, right? Again, this is another Duke. It's another different Duke technically.
But remember, so this is a little bit of a while ago, but they released this like planned model with some of them like blurred out because they didn't have like an actual concept anymore. But they had I think a 790 and 890 Supermoto in there.
Much like Stalin, KTM had a 5-year plan.
Yeah, and they're gonna take all of these engines and they're gonna make a bike of every kind except for the new RC8R. They're just not gonna do that one because no
KTM
thanks.
won't make super sports, which is really funny because I think it was yesterday or today at the Portimao test for GP. It was really funny. Aprilia brought out, you know, an RSV4 for them to use, brand new one. Ducati brought out a Super Leggera for them to use. Yamaha had a R1 with special livery. And KTM had a used CBR and an R1 as their test bikes.
I saw that.
Because they don't have a factory race bike.
They didn't even go and find RC8Rs anymore. They were just
they were just like, screw it. Yeah, these are better, whatever. It's embarrassing in my opinion.
It kind of is, and they could make such a good bike.
Oh man, they could. The RC8R is already such a fucking great bike. So if they made a new version of that, oh man, I'd be all over that, dude.
Absolutely. Instead of all this like segmentation crap.
Yeah.
But I guess that's what it's KTM's prerogative.
Yeah, I'll sit here begging for a new RC8R and a 3rd generation Busa. Both things I'll never get. So. What's up next on the docket?
Our last piece of news today is the CB350s are coming back.
That's crazy, but not for the U.S.
But not for the U.S.
Of course not. We never get the good stuff.
We never get anything nice. So this is it's the Honda H-ness, which is pronounced Highness, which is weird. But essentially, it's a brand new CB350 from the 70s. They made it in 68 to like 76, I think.
Something like that.
And this is a new 325 cc. That's the original. Was the 325 cc parallel twin. This is a single nowadays, and this single is going to be making 21 horsepower with a curb weight of 399 pounds.
I don't like those numbers.
Nope.
I don't like those numbers.
Those are bad numbers.
They're bad numbers, but those are only marginally better than the GSX 250R, we do have to say.
No, it's worse than the GSX 250R. The GSX 250R makes
worse. That's what I meant to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just automatically my brain just threw the GSX under the bus.
Under the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a bike that makes the GSX 250R desirable.
Yeah. The GSX 250R is my Johann Zarco. I just at any given moment's notice, I just lob it right under the bus.
Yep. And you have to in about 20 minutes you'll have to apologize.
Yeah. I'd be like, I'm sorry, GSX 250R.
But they put in the next sentence here, the classic CB350 made 36 horsepower and weighed 375 pounds.
Yeah.
So they almost chopped the horsepower in half, and somehow it's heavier.
Yeah. It must be due to emissions and safety and stuff like that, but I don't know how they ended up making a heavier bike if they're making the same bike, you know?
Yeah, and it looks like it's an air-cooled motorcycle. There's no radiator. It's definitely absolutely budget.
Where's the weight coming from, right?
Yeah.
Are they just using a big old lump as the engine? Are they making it like they made it back then, you know?
They must be.
Without the thin metal and stuff and all of that?
But the crazy thing here, the reason why this is so interesting to me is how just dirt cheap it is.
What's the price on that?
The bikes will sell for an equivalent of about $2,600 to $2,900 US dollars.
That is crazy.
That is dirt cheap
for a full-size motorcycle that will get you to where you're trying to go. It will take a while to get there, but it will get there.
It's fully earning the CB or the city bike in CB.
Yep. It's a city bike. That is 100% a city bike.
This is not it looks like it's going to have some interesting stuff though here. Fully modern, touches LED lighting, 2-channel ABS, Honda selectable torque control.
Oh, yeah, because you really need to control the torque on that bad boy.
Oh, baby.
You need selectable maps for that thing, dude. You don't want all 21 horsepower. Sometimes you need 16 horsepower, maybe 12 horsepower. A slipper clutch, too?
You got a slipper clutch. You got smartphone connectivity on the up-spec model.
Whoa, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, we don't even get cell phone connectivity on, the
MTO3, none of those bikes.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want cell phone connectivity, you have to go to the Duke 390.
Yes.
Yep, that's the only one. Which, do I care? No, not really.
I don't care at all, yeah.
But, it's a neat little feature that no one's going to use.
How much was the CB350 back in the day?
Ooh, boy.
I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah, let's see.
And then adjust for inflation.
1968 price new, $2,970.
That would be today's price, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because I think $2,900 back then bought you a house or some shit. So it's basically the same price or a little cheaper than the old one used to be, with more stuff and cooler stuff, right?
But less power.
Way less power. Yeah. That's the bummer. I don't know. They should have just put like the CB300 engine in there.
I don't know why they didn't do that.
They could have just bored it out a little bit and then boom.
Liquid cooling. Liquid cooling's expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive.
This is an air-cooled engine. This is a brand new engine that they're putting together.
Really?
I don't think they have an air-cooled single in this displacement.
Maybe in the Indian markets for some other bike that they're using?
Maybe, but I don't think so.
I don't know.
The only other air-cooled engine single that I know of are their scooter and Grom engines.
Yeah.
So this is a really interesting little bike, and I understand why they're not giving it to us, because we would rip it apart.
It doesn't make any sense for an American market.
No.
But, I mean, it's so cheap.
That's really cheap.
It's so freaking cheap, dude. That's insane.
This might undercut some Royal Enfields.
That's really saying something, yeah. But it might very well, yeah.
Because it's classic styling with modern. It's like the CB 1100.
Yeah.
You know, it's a classic bike built modern. Not great, but it's built modern.
Yeah.
So, interesting motorcycle.
Honda doing the old faint broke, don't fix it model, reselling the CB 350. Kind of cool. Now with that, we're going to head over to the call-in section of our podcast. All right, everybody, this is the call-in portion of our podcast. I've been doing that all day today. Attention.
Attention.
What the fuck's going on with my brain? All right. This is the call-in portion of our podcast. If you'd like to call us in, join up on our Discord server on yammie.co. Without further ado, let's get our first call in.
All right, boys, the number is live for you.
That was funny earlier today. Attention
span.
I did it like twice or 3 times. I could not get that read today. Hey, Jeremy, you're on the Yamcast.
Hey.
How's it going?
Oh, doing good. I'm just excited to call. I just wanted to thank you guys both. About a year ago, I found your guys' videos, and it really got me interested in motorcycles more than other people trying to get me into it, and you guys helped me feel way more prepared than I should have felt for getting my first bike.
Awesome.
I just wanted to start by saying thank you guys.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. What did you get as your first bike?
A Z650.
Nice. That's a good choice.
Yeah, so I just had a question. You know, my first bike and getting ready for riding and stuff, how should I prepare for getting on the freeway? Because I commute a lot in my car, so how should I prepare for getting on, the freeway, freeway speeds of 70?
So, with the freeway, the advice I'll give you, and it may not be satisfying, is there's nothing to it, but you just do it, At some point, you're just going to have to get on the on-ramp and speed up and just get onto there. What I'd recommend is, no one's forcing you to go 90 miles per hour on the freeway, right? I don't know where you live, but there probably certainly is a right-hand lane or something that you can maybe go a little bit slower in. And then just use that on-ramp, slowly guide up to speed. And then honestly, you'll be surprised at how when you're at speed and chilling on the freeway, it's a lot more chilled and riding in the streets and with intersections and stuff. Honestly, I've always felt a little bit safer on the freeway. Spite, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, one of my favorite things to do back when I had my VFR was just gun it onto the freeway. It's those on-ramps are basically just drag strips. I just hammer the throttle and start clicking through the gears because it's a lot of fun. You just gotta do it, honestly. Like you said, it's just keep an eye on what's going on to the left of you, and you'll be all right.
If you want, for your first time doing it, you can jump onto the freeway and then stay in the merge lane, and then immediately jump back off, and then jump on and jump back off, so you can get used to what it's like to get onto the freeway. I did that for a couple times, and then at some point just get on and stay on, and then. Yeah, it's really not too bad, honestly. I think it's fine.
Also, the Z650 is going to be able to handle it with aplomb.
Oh,
too.
Totally great. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a bike that can absolutely crush highway miles. So.
Sweet. Well, thank you guys so much for all that you guys do. You guys, big inspiration for me riding. So thank you.
Hey, man, I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for calling.
All right, thanks. Bye, guys.
All right, later. So appreciative. Why can't all of you be like that? Why can't all of you thank us for our good work? I'm just kidding.
Instead, they just ask us about Royal Enfield.
Yeah. Or R3 or Ninja 400.
Every time.
Hey there, Sporticus. You are on the Yamcast. How's it going?
Hey, pretty good. How are you guys doing?
Good. What can we do for you?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I'm a big fan, and you guys helped me get back into riding, and it's been a great summer. So
awesome.
Just wanted to say thanks, and maybe if you don't mind, I wanted to kind of share my kind of motorcycling story and all that.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you'd like. Yeah, so back when I was like a little kid, I remember we were sitting at a stoplight. This would have been like the mid-'90s, and this bike pulls up, and it's like some, sport bike of the era. And I was like a little kid in the back seat, and I look, and it was like the coolest thing I'd ever seen in my life. And I saw the big Ninja on the side of the bike, and I always thought they were like the coolest thing ever.
Yep.
And then I grew up, and when I was 20, I got a Ninja 500R, which was not my dream bike, but
Hey, it still says
it was,
Ninja on it, though,
it was
you know?
good. And I rode that thing. It was supposed to be like a stepping stone bike, but I rode that thing for like 8 years, and then had a family and all that, and got out of it. But then I kind of discovered your channel and itching to ride, and then this year got a 2020 ZX6R. So
Nice.
man, yeah, it's
That's a
been a blast,
Ninja,
man.
baby. That's the one.
Yeah, so now whenever I ride it, whenever I see like a little kid or something, I always give them a wave, because I remember being that little kid, and now I'm the guy on the bike, and I don't know, it's a blast.
Yeah, I was on the Ducati the other day, the Panigale V2, and I was coming back towards the shop, and this mom was walking her kid on the sidewalk, and as soon as I ran to the corner, he started pointing at me and then looking up at his mom and pointing back at me, and I just ripped open the throttle and gave him a huge pull. I hope he got excited about that. But yeah, I mean, it's great inspiring the younger kids like that and just showing them a good time. You ever do that on your bike?
Yeah, there's a kid who his mom always parks in a parking spot right by our where I keep my bikes, and his favorite color is orange, and now I have a KTM with a bunch of orange on it.
Yeah.
So like every time they walk by, they look at the SMCR, and I'm usually out there puttering around with it.
Yeah.
And he's always looking at the motorcycles. So.
Are you still doing that thing where you're walking the DRZ up as exercise?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm sure that they see you doing that, like, Mommy, look at that motorcycle. It's like, come on, Timmy, don't look at him.
Yeah,
You're
no.
just moving your bike up the ramp.
Yeah, I'm just pushing it up the garage.
Yeah. Oh man, that's
I
funny.
don't have to pay somebody for CrossFit lessons, because I
You
just do it in
your
my
own,
own.
yeah.
Do it in my own garage.
Love that. Well, Sporticus, I really appreciate the story, man. That's great.
Oh, sure. Oh, I just wanted to say to Spike quick, I did get the orange Ninja, so it's kind of like an honorary KTM, you know.
Oh man, that's such a cursed ninja color, man.
Yeah, thanks, guys, and keep making great content.
All right, man.
Yeah.
See ya.
I think the orange Ninja is like super holographic orange. It's like neon orange.
It is, yeah, because it's Kawasaki. Why would they make a subtle color? Hey there, you are on the Yamcast. How's it going?
Hey, Yammie, how you doing?
Good. What can we do for you?
I got a question for you. Have I ever told you the story of how I looped an R3?
I don't think you have, but I'd love to hear it.
Oh, would you?
I sure would. I've been waiting to hear this story for quite some time. So for those of you at home who aren't familiar, this is the winner of our giveaway R3 from last year, and we found out that he looped his R3 in spectacular fashion, but we never heard the full story of it. So I very much would like to hear what happened.
Oh, I single-handedly did the day that I had gone through those 5 stoplights from that last story I told you about.
Uh-huh.
So basically, later that night, we went to the landing, and music's loud, drinks are good. I probably had maybe a couple more than you should have.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. I know I've advocated it, and I still advocate it. Don't do the drinking and driving.
Yep.
And so we're heading back home, and we're going, I don't know, 90. That's about as fast as that thing could go with my ass on it. But we're doing fine. We're cruising. It's dark. Big man with little tires, and I got a Mustang behind me, and that's my buddy, and he's tanked. And so I'm always just trying to stay away from him. But we pull up, and we make it to my hometown, and we're at this stoplight, and I swear, stoplights are my enemy. Because I was thinking, all right, I did this earlier today. I'm going to clutch out, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to get away from this guy. Well, I clutched out, but I also whiskey throttled real hard.
Beautiful.
And the next thing I know, I hear, whoa, 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 whoa. I see the night sky, and then I feel the pavement on my back, and then I feel the R3's tank on my chest.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. You can imagine, next 6 months, I would be sneezing, and it felt like I was just being squeezed from the inside. It hurt.
What? Dude, what a bummer. So you looped and it ended up on top of you?
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
Yikes.
But the good thing is I was still able to ride it home, and nothing ever came of it.
Yeah. Yeah, because that could have been a bummer for you to have a police officer pull up on the scene and you're intoxicated on the bike and looped it, and
That would be unfortunate.
That would be very unfortunate, yeah.
Town. You know how Barney Five are, small town, they get bored.
Yep.
Our town, one person gets pulled over, 3 cops show up.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Could have been a bad night. Well, damn, that is unfortunate, but honestly, that's what happens to little bikes, man. I mean, if they get turned into track bikes or looped or abused or blown up.
Yep.
It's great.
Now, I might lose you up here. I'm traveling up in the hills. But
Sure. Well, hey, man, I really appreciate you telling us that story, man. I appreciate you calling.
I just remembered because last time you guys were talking about it, you're like, no, I hope this is the story. And you're like, well, why wasn't it the story?
Yeah.
So I figured I'd bring that out there for you.
Yeah. I really appreciate it, man. Thanks so much.
No problem. I'll head out and talk to you later.
All right, later.
All right.
God, looping and ended up on top of you. Even in R3, that hurts.
That hurts.
That hurts.
That
a
really
lot.
hurts.
That's like a couch falling on you.
Yep.
Ouch.
That there's some serious yeet energy to loop an R3.
From a standstill.
Yep.
Just whop. Hey, Logan, you are on the Yamcast. How's it going?
I'm doing good. How are you two?
Good. What can we do for you?
So as someone who, let's just say, started out on a small little Yamaha 125, and by that I mean like at 8 years old I was popping woolies in the yard.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
What would be a great bike for me to kind of start out on?
So someone with a little bit of experience from a younger age. Where do you live is my first question.
I live kind of up in Wisconsin, so I have hills, I have, all sorts of curvy roads that would be kind of nice to go out on, along with some trails and dirt. So
Sweet. And how old are you?
I'm going on 23 years.
Okay.
A bit young yet.
So someone with a little bit of dirt experience from a younger age, 23 years old, wants a bike to go carve up hills and, fun roads and stuff.
But also Wisconsin, so trails.
Also trails. What do you think, Spite?
I was thinking something, in the neighborhood of, your T700 almost.
Honestly, yeah, that could be cool.
Because that's a fully capable on-road machine and also an incredibly capable off-road machine.
Yeah.
So.
And it's more street-oriented, so it's not like some weird little dirt bike thing. I don't know if that's your flavor or not.
Yeah.
It's hard to find and expensive right now, which sucks. So do you have a budget in mind that might help us narrow it down a little bit too?
I was hoping to stay away from like the $10,000 range around there because that's a little too much for my taste.
Yeah.
Right.
It's still in college, so broke college student.
Oh, okay.
Yes, currently.
Shit. DRZ 400?
Yeah, DRZ 400. Just get yourself an SM. You can put knobby tires like what I got, or well, mine are not necessarily knobby, but they did remarkably well for how crappy they are.
I gotta say, they did.
Yeah, and
even a standard model with the 21s would be cool.
Yeah,
it's a fun bike, really fun bike.
It's a little less capable in a corner than the 17s. So it depends on, do you want more on road or more off road?
Well, for me personally, I was thinking more on road, but with like the option of like, say it's a nice day out, go onto like a small trail.
Okay.
But nothing like, go on mountain climbing and all that stuff.
Yeah. I'm tempted to suggest like a scrambler then, because if he wants like a good street bike, all around kind of bike, and then just every once in a while a little off-road trail kind of stuff, Ducati Scrambler, that's a cool bike.
They're closer to that $10,000 mark.
That is true.
Too.
Yeah, they were more expensive.
And you can get a DRZ for pretty darn low, and chances are they're not going to be as ratty as mine was.
Yeah, I think DRZ would suit you well, man.
Yeah. And I was kind of paying attention a little bit earlier when the show started, and you were talking about the 125cc GTR and YZ bikes. I can confirm they are insane. For someone at like 8 years old to be popping wheelies on like a 125cc, they are way too much.
Oh, yeah, totally. Totally way too. For an 8-year-old? Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You normally put them on like PW50s or something. Like, that's crazy to put them on a 125cc two-stroke. Because I believe it's a similar output to my 254-stroke bike. So that's mental. Yeah.
Yeah, the 4-strokes.
But yeah, man, I'd say look into those and, happy hunting. Let us know if you find something cool in the Discord.
Yeah, will do. I've been scouring Craigslist, but they all either seem to be almost falling apart or, gone within like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Hey, if nothing else works out, get yourself a nice mobility scooter on Craigslist and call it a day,
That is true.
Yep. All right, man, we'll catch you later. Yeah, DRZ, I mean, you can't go wrong.
No, the DRZ, as much as I bitch and moan about mine,
Solid bike, dude.
ever since I fixed the starter relay and the carbon brush situation, every time I go to crank that motorcycle, it just turns on. And it does dumb stuff. It doesn't run quite right, but I think that's down to the fueling, and I can solve that. It's a solvable issue. Do I care to fix it? Nah.
German A2 boy, as reliable as the U.S. Post Service. How's it going, my dude?
I'm going great. How are you guys going?
Good. What can we do for you this week?
So I have two things today. I have a question that's, I think, mainly for you, Yam, and then I've got a short story. The question is about the 400. I think you've seen that it's pretty much in order again. So I've paid like 1,600 euros for all that, and it's now at the wrap shop, and I'm looking to upgrade my brakes and brake levers. So what would you say I should take on that?
Well, my official stance for all brakes on all bikes is to get a Brembo RCS system. So for your 400, if you get a Brembo RCS 17 master cylinder, some fresh fluids, and some good pads, that's all the stopping power you will ever need on that motorcycle. It will feel incredible what it can do. That's the same setup that we currently run on our Endurance Ninja 400 race bike, and it's really sweet. So that's what I would recommend.
Okay, yeah. I think that could work out because I took it once to a cornering. I don't know what it's called. You go there and there are instructors that help you with lines and stuff, and I felt the brakes fading pretty badly. So
yeah, that's an easy fix. Luckily, if you want the cheaper option, just go for pads and fluids with the existing master cylinder and lever setup. That would be pretty good. But if you want to go all in and spend maybe like $300-400, you could just get an awesome setup on that bike.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah. And then what is the story you had for us?
Yeah, it's I don't know if you remember the story with the ukulele. I
yes,
sent you.
How could I forget?
I had something similar happen to me with the Z440 I lent from a friend for the last month. It was when the weather was still good. We had a barbecue, and I needed to get some coal, and I didn't have like any riding gear at me at that point, so I went just short shorts, like small sneakers, t-shirt with my helmet, gloves on, went down to the grocery store that's like 4 kilometers away and got some coal. And yeah.
Yep.
And the thing was the tank of that 440 is like the same height as the seat bench. So I had the coal. I think I had 2 big bags of coal in front of me, just like stuck between my arms. Just I was hoping they won't fall off, and I drove them home.
That would have been quite funny if they fell off and then you just went right back to the store and you're like, I'm going to need to get some more coal. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah. Always a pleasure hearing from you, German A2 boy. We're looking forward to seeing your memes for this week because I'm sure you submitted some. So we'll catch you on there.
Yeah, have a nice one, boys.
All right. See you, man.
Bye-bye.
So reliable.
Always.
Every time.
Every time.
And it's late over there.
Mm-hmm.
He must be on some like night shift or night schedule or something. Cause I'd never stay up 2 a.m.
I think he's still in university.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to stay up really late in college. You did too, working at Jimmy John's, right? You stayed
I worked Jimmy John's back shift. I was there till like 3 a.m.
God damn. Yeah. I did the opposite. I used to work at a Starbucks when I was in college, and I had to get up at 4 a.m. to go to the shift. Yeah.
I'd rather stay up super late than get up super early.
Yeah. So it was weird because, like, I don't know how I did this when I was younger. I'd wake up at like 4 a.m. to go to work, and I'd hang out with my buddies till like 1 a.m.
Yep, and
doing
then you
dumb
just get a
shit.
couple of hours of sleep.
A couple hours of sleep, wake up, and just go again. Nowadays,
that would kill me.
That would literally kill me if I did that just one day. You get a text from me being like, "We're not filming anything today." Get the day off. Stay home. You're fine.
That basically happened with that one time you got back from the track and you're like, "No, we're filming tomorrow."
Yeah. Hey there, you are on the Yamcast. How's it going?
Not too bad. How are you guys?
Good. What can we do for you?
I'm the one with the wretched little CX500 that's
Oh no.
Spite's DRZ beat. I just wanted to call and check with you guys. You guys haven't really done, how's Yam and Spite doing, and figured I'd call and check, see how you guys are doing.
Wow, how nice.
Yeah.
How are we doing? Spite, you want to start this one off?
Yeah. I'm doing all right. I've got some stuff going on in the background that I'm not in love with, but I'll get through it all. And work is always a great way for me to just kind of unwind and twist the throttle and feel a lot better about the way the world is. So
make memes and twist the throttle. That's what we do here.
Yep, exactly.
Basically. Yeah. And then I'm doing pretty well. I just picked up a brand new pet snake about 9 days ago. His name is Tofu. He is a pastel ball python. He's incredibly good, and I love him very much. And I've spent about $1,000 on his enclosure and his little plants and stuff. So I clearly love my sweet little snake boy. Enjoying that very much. Trying to fix a couple things on my race bike. It probably needs a full exhaust. I'm about to go pick up my desert sled, I think, in the next couple of days. Paid Ducati Austin a hefty bill for the pleasure of them to, sprinkle some biscottis on it. Trying to maybe schedule a little trip here and there. We'll see if I can get a couple weeks and go away for somewhere, get some time off. Always doing some track day stuff. Playing around with the MV Agusta has been a lot of fun. And yeah, that's about it. Things are going pretty well, I'd say.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. Like, you guys got me into motorcycles, and you guys have been helping me out. And with Discord, they've been helping me out a whole bunch, trying to get, my bike up and going and trying to figure out where I should go on from here. But
yeah, it is always so cool to see how helpful people can be on the Discord. I've seen in the Fix and Shit channel, like, man, people are there like scouring manuals and looking things up online and in forums. It's really cool.
Awesome. Good to hear. Well, I'll let you guys get back to it. Good hearing from you, and hope you guys stay well.
All right, man. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Yep, thanks.
Bye. All right, guys, we are wrapping up the call-in section of the podcast. If you are listening to the audio-only version of the podcast now, well, too bad. We have the contest coming up, the audio-visual component. So head over on YouTube, check out the last half of the video, and you can see the fun meme contest we have for the week. Let's get into it. Alrighty, everybody, we are checking out the meme contest for the week, and this week we wanted to pit our boys against each other by choosing either the Scrambler Grom or the Adventure Grom. Grom, no B at the end of that. I cannot get my words out today, man.
You'll get there.
Pretty tough. And we'll see what kind of fun memes I came up with. So let's check it out.
Yeah, you're either on Team Buttercup or Team Bubba, and unfortunately, Team Buttercup only got 2 entries this week, so they better be darn fine entries. And we're going to actually start out with our first Team Buttercup meme from Fort Worth Fred. And it's just a little text-based
So we got a little meme here. It says the route, and it goes all the way around the world, and there's a totally kitted out BMW adventure bike. And then on the second half, What is that right there?
They're going
What
to
is that?
specs.
Yeah, going to specs and taking the ADV Grom. That would be a good little, beer run kind of bike.
Oh, absolutely. You could fill those side cases to the brim with some beers.
Yeah. I think it could probably fit like 2 6-packs on each side.
Oh, easily.
Easy, yeah.
You just pop them out of the boxes and just dump them in the side cases. You're done.
Now I'm imagining like a little party Grom. It's just like it's just ready to go, just throwing out beers from the side of it.
That would be great.
It would be pretty rad. All right, so that was a pretty sweet meme.
Yeah, so I feel like do we want to do effectiveness here on this one? Or do we want to call it? Because I have a feeling we can call it here. With two for Team Buttercup and 5 for Team Bubba, it's going to be a little difficult.
It could be difficult, but maybe we should keep effectiveness. Just
Let's
keep it
keep
fair,
effectiveness.
just to see how far we've come. So,
All right. So how would you rate this is definitely for your bike, so it's like a buff.
yeah.
What would you rate the effectiveness here?
Is it a buff for the ADV Grom or a buff for the Scrambler Grom, saying that it can't really go anywhere?
I feel like this is you're pumping your team up. You're saying basically you can't do anything to the other team.
Okay. I
So-
still don't quite understand.
So it's not an attack, right? He's not attacking the other team. He's like, this
Yeah.
is our bike. We can get to specs and get back. It's
Gotcha.
Our great adventure.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. I would give it a 6 for effectiveness then.
Well, we're doing it on the Pokemon scale. So 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Wow.
Not very effective, and super effective.
Okay, so a 2 effective.
Yep. And then
I'm not with the program today. I don't know what's going on.
the electrified corpse.
I'm a ball of pure energy.
All right, quality.
That was pretty good. I mean, it's a different format, Like
Yeah.
he didn't use an existing template. That's pretty sweet.
Also, we've been poking fun at how this is the baby GS the
Yep.
entire time we've had the Scrambler Grom built or the ADV Grom built out.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, I would
think
say a 6 for quality. How about that?
yeah. And funniness,
About 5. About a 5.
yeah, it was a little bit more middle of the road.
Yeah.
Next up comes from Colorado Kevin, and this is a Bubba meme.
The Scrambler picture, and then we have the thing from what is that? Zoolander, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And he's like, Scramblers are so hot right now. That they are. They truly are. Everybody's doing. I wonder when we're gonna hit peak Scrambler.
I gotta believe we're already there.
I think we are, because I think the cafe craze hit peak in like 2014 or 15. I was like, all right, we've had enough. Then it was Scrambler time. I feel like we're about to crest that hill too.
Yeah.
But what's next?
We'll know when Scrambler time is over when Ducati starts to pull some of their Scramblers from the lineup.
Literally, yeah.
When they're like, okay, we can't sell 11 Scramblers anymore.
Yeah.
Then it'll be okay. So effectiveness for Team Bubba,
I'd say a 2.
a 2.
Yeah.
And quality,
Well, it's just a reaction image on the image of the Grom, right? So I'd say a 4 for quality.
okay. And funniness,
I think a 5.
yeah,
Pretty good.
little middle of the road.
Pretty good.
Next up comes to us from Little Cowie Guy. This one is another Bubba meme.
Says, got an anime fetish and want to go off-road? Yammie and Spike got you covered.
That we do.
That is very true, yeah. We still have yet to test its true off-road potential.
We should take it to the pit one of these days.
Yep, we really should, just to see what it can do. Mm-hmm. Just to see if it can handle as much as the Svartpillen handled.
Yeah, we dump it like straight through the same course we did with the Svartpillen.
Yeah, it
And
will
this would
not
actually
survive.
this would be revenge for Bubba, because that's where you dumped it when we were doing the first Grom battle.
I really beat that Grom up on the very first day we had it. Yeah.
That was it. I think that was the first time we rode that motorcycle.
That was the first time we had it out. It was crashed within 20 miles of its clock, which is great.
So effectiveness.
What do you think?
I'm thinking this is like it's somewhere between like
A 1 and a
effective
2?
and not effective. Yeah.
I think a 1.
Yeah. Quality.
Well, it's not really a format or anything, and it's a little tough. It's just like text on top of the
Yeah,
picture, right?
no stroking on that, so it's kind of tough to read in some spots.
Yeah, let's give it a 4.
Yeah. Funniness.
I'd say pretty solid. About a 5. You know?
Yeah. Next up comes to us from Bad Assler, and I believe it is our first video.
Ooh. I forgot we put the roto packs on it. It looks so fucking awesome. Wonderful.
Very good.
It's called hentai, and it's art.
Damn, that was really good.
That was great.
Oh, man. Yeah, effectiveness 3.
Yep.
Yep. Quality 10, honestly.
That was great.
I think a 10 on funniness.
Yep.
That was fucking solid. That made
That
me
was
really
hardcore.
laugh. Yeah.
And that's actually Bad Assler's second first place in 2 weeks.
Damn.
Unless we
Germinate
have-
2, boy. Look, fucking eat your heart out, dude.
Yeah, unless we have a runoff here, this is going to be his second first place in 2 weeks in a row.
Damn, dude.
Coming in hard.
The Jorge Lorenzo of meme making at this point.
So our next one comes to us from Urinal Slam, and this one is...
I like that a lot. Says, Mom, can we have desert sled? No, there's desert sled at home. The desert sled at home. I definitely thought that whenever we had it up on the lift. I was like, it looks like a little baby desert sled, but just like weird and wretched.
Kind of like that little weird Chinese version of the MV Augusta Brutale.
Yes. Yeah.
That kind of, don't you ever talk to me or my son again.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty funny.
I like that a lot.
All right, sweet. I'd say a 3 for effectiveness.
Yep.
It's definitely effective.
Quality.
I think the poor photoshopping is actually kind of funny in a way. Like,
Agreed.
it helps it.
Yeah.
So I'd say an 8. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
It's good.
And then funniness?
I got a good chuckle out of me. I think an 8 as well.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's 16 right there.
Nice.
Next one comes to us from Lou, who we spoke to a little while ago. Another video.
Well, hang on, you've just... No, I like it. This is brilliant. But I like this.
Yeah.
Pure and simple.
That's kind of how I felt after we set up the Scrambler Grom and looking at the Adventure Grom. I was like, I like this one more. It just looks a little more raw and cool, but there's something about the Adventure Grom that's just so stupid in its execution.
Once
you know?
once we put the stickers on the Adventure Grom, it was done. It was perfect.
It's so fucking funny. I wish we had more time with it because it'd be so great. I can't wait to call someone and be like, "You won an Adventure Grom," and they're like, "Thanks, I guess."
Well, how are we doing the giveaway? Is it going to be the person gets to pick?
No, it's based on grand prize, based on value. So I think the SV650 is the most expensive bike, so that's the grand prize number 1, and then Svarpillen, and the MT03, and then the 2 Groms.
Is it going to be ADV Grom first because that's alphabetical order?
Yes, probably. Yeah.
So last the grand prize, last but not least, is the Ahegao Grom.
It's like, yeah, you get this one. All right, effectiveness. I think a 2 is fair.
Yeah, agreed. And then quality?
How about a 6?
Yeah, it was kind of just photos on top of video.
Yeah.
Funniness.
I think another 6.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's 12. And last but not least, Germinate 2 Boy, as per usual.
So, I have decided to watch that Yammie guy you always talk about. And I really like that adventure he has done. It reminds me of my KTM Super Adventure a bit. That's really cool, Father. Great. I like the Scrambler they did a lot more. They did scrambler grom? Oh yeah, give me a second. I'm not joking. Here.
Oh, God.
I love it!
It was really funny. After we posted up the I Hang Out Grom, man, so many people DM me on Instagram and comments being like, where did you get that rap? I need that rap. And I'm like, God damn, dude.
There's a lot of degenerates out there.
Disgusting. It didn't hit as hard as I thought it would, though, whenever we did an I Hang Out Grom. I thought people would be like, oh, it's crazy, but I guess,
Yeah,
can't
that
get
was
it
a little
twice.
disappointing that people didn't. Because if anything, the Grom is meant to be stupid.
Yeah.
And we made it stupid.
We made it very stupid, and I love the Scrambler Grom.
It's so fun.
It's great. Kind of sad we're getting rid of it, but it is what it is. If you love something, you got to set it free.
We'll just have to Ahegao wrap whatever Chinese shop bike we end up with.
We should, if we get a Chinese ship bike as a shop bike, I want to do the dumbest shit to it. I want it to have tassels. I want it to be Ahegao wrapped. I want it to have neon lights.
Oh, absolutely.
It's all the dumb shit. Mm-hmm. An air horn.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to need to hook it up to a battery tender every time we take it out. Otherwise, it won't start.
Yeah, literally. All right, effectiveness, I think, what do you think, a 3? It's sort of between a 2 and a 3 for me.
I think it's a 2 for me.
Okay, I'll give it a 2. Yeah.
Quality.
He had his own scene set up, dialogue.
Also, if you look at it, he actually split
I do see that. Yeah, he cut the scene apart like that, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, he's done some neat stuff to cause this scene to happen.
Yeah.
So he put a lot of effort into that.
Yeah.
So I think for that alone, I have to up the quality a little bit.
Yeah, I would say a 9 for quality because that takes a lot of work, I think.
Yeah, and then funniness,
I think an 8.
I was going to say a 7 for this one. This seems like one of his weaker entries.
Yeah, a 7 is fair.
Yeah. So that puts him at 16, which means there's a runoff for second place. Although technically, German A2 boy, of course you're on cooldown.
Of course, he can't win, right?
Yep, and Bad Assler is on cooldown, which means first place goes to Urinal Slam.
That was a good one.
Second place goes to Just Lou, I believe. I don't think he's won. So second place goes to Just Lou.
Are we? Well, hang on really quick. The effectiveness scale. That's for the teams.
That's
right?
for the teams.
Oh,
so Team Bubba is now orange.
Nice.
And then last place goes to Fort Worth Fred.
Nice. Got some new winners here today, and of course, Badass 2 second time. We got 2 first places in a row, right?
Yep.
That's
back
crazy.
to back.
Back to back. Incredible.
Absolutely crushing it.
Special shout out from me to you, Badass. That's pretty awesome. Very funny video for this week, but you're too good now. You can't keep winning like this. But thanks for checking it out, everybody. We hope you appreciated the contest for the week. Remember, if you want to sign up and join on these contests and have fun with us on the stream, we're doing this live right now with all of our boys. Hit the link down below, go to yammie.co and check it out. We'll catch you next week.